Welcome to WKRP Montrose, a radio station masquerading as a podcast about Montrose, Colorado and the Western Slope, recording live from the Clear Network studio in downtown Montrose, Colorado. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of WKRP. I am excited this morning, but we're not going to do the usual thing. So I'm going to stop real quick and say, hey, thanks to Clear Networks studio, or thanks to Clear Networks for the studio, for the sponsorship, for their amazingly fast internet, fastest internet on the Western Slope. Rob is shaking his head. He's going to be in a bad mood today. I'm just going to let you know that.
I'm not in a bad mood.
But the thing that I wanted to tell you is you guys mentioned it. We listened. So we're going to go directly to the guest is what we're going to do, because that's what you guys wanted. No, we're doing it.
That's a dangerous precedent.
No, that's what they wanted. That's what they're going to get.
Don't ever do what they want.
We're going right into the guest. And besides that, we got a lot to talk about today. So,
oh yeah, we do.
Without further ado, Amy Legg, thanks you for joining us on Thank you. I know. Thanks you. Yeah. For joining us on WKRP. I'm excited to talk about all the success that the Redhawk Sports have had this year. Do we want to just start there real quick and then we'll get into you? Sure. Like so let's start with the girls first. Girls volleyball. Crushed it. How did they do? Not that you guys all shouldn't already know, right?
Well, let's introduce Amy as what your job title is. Because we just said your name and then went straight into it.
Well, doesn't everybody know Amy?
I'm just looking out for the.
Do you not know Amy?
Who may be new to town or don't know this stuff. So
are we talking to them? What do they know? They're not new to town. They should know about the sports. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
Really, I'm just the girls' assistant basketball coach, but then the number one fan for the girls' volleyball team.
Yeah, see, that's why I didn't go that way. It sounds really understated. That's not. I don't feel like that's a fair.
Yeah, I'm just this and just that.
Yeah. So just what was the position again with the sports?
I'm the varsity girls assistant basketball coach.
Yeah. And then for the organization of the sports as a whole, because they've got the banquet and the everything else. What is that called? What is that organization called again?
It's called Redhawk Sports.
I feel like I should have gotten that, right?
Yeah.
Redhawk Sports. So what all does that organization do for all of our sports programs at the high school?
So it's a nonprofit. We started a little over 2 years ago, my friend and I, basically with the thoughts of providing extra funds for all the athletes, simply because we make so many trips to the Front Range. Being the bigger school over here, we have to do that. So we started to collect funds for them to help them travel and be comfortable and do all the things that they need to do throughout the year.
So that's a byproduct of success, right? The better that we do, the bigger the budgets are to try to get these kids back and forth to compete at the state level.
For sure.
But that's not the only thing, is it? Because these kids, like, depending on the sports program, there's still like equipment shortages or things that like get outdated or whatnot. How does that all get resolved? Yeah.
So then we're actually, a lot of our head coaches are in the weight rooms. We have athletic trainers. So we're trying to supply the athletic trainer who goes completely overlooked with all of her things that she needs to do for every team throughout the year. And then we are working on really upgrading the weight rooms and facilities for all those athletes.
That's not cheap.
No, that is not cheap.
Well, no. And how many teams are we talking about? Boys and girls, numbers of sports? How many total teams?
We have 22 CHASA sanctioned sports at the high school.
Wow. And how many students is that then, approximately?
Oh boy, I wouldn't know that number, but
does that include both footballs? Like, I swung and missed at that one.
Yeah,
soccer's, yes.
Soccer, the other football.
Yeah,
that's right. The other football.
22.
That's
a lot.
Yeah.
How many have competed at the state level of those 22? Do we know?
Just this year, the football team, girls volleyball. I know our cross country team was there.
How did swimming do?
The fall. Swimming, I think, did well.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, there's not a sport at our high school that doesn't compete highly.
How much of the growth of Montrose has changed the performance level at the sports at the high school?
Yeah, without a doubt. We're definitely growing and we're becoming, I think for a little while we were maybe that less dominant school compared to the Junction schools, Fruita, Junction, Palisade, Grand Junction High School. We were of the lesser schools, but not
anymore, baby.
Now we dominate. Yeah.
Dominate. Grand Junction. You hear that? Dominate.
That other little town over there.
Yeah.
Not so grand anymore, are you?
All right. Well, I don't want to. First of all, first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Okay.
So girls basketball doing great. Yeah, we'll just say that they got a game tonight.
Play tonight, Grand Junction Central.
Which this won't go out before the game happens, but
we can post something online about it though.
Yeah. So
but you expected the place is going to be packed anyway, right?
Should be a pretty full house, yeah.
Has it been? Is the word starting to get out?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you need to pay attention to what these ladies are doing.
Yeah, and I think even on top of that, regardless of the team, we have an outstanding community that always shows up.
Yeah.
To
I mean, Friday Night Lights in Montrose is for real.
It's
for
huge.
real.
Yeah.
But the basketball crew, the volleyball crew, the crowds are starting to grow for sure.
Without
how many? Do we know how many people the stadium can sit in the new building? Right. I call it new, but it's not really.
I want to say it's like 2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not nothing.
No, it's nice.
We can get it rocking.
It is. So a friend of mine, friend of the show, maybe, she's an audiologist, and she turned me onto this app to measure sound levels because she does it all the time. And I was at one of the volleyball games, and the noise was borderline dangerously high. However, that's partly because I was sat next to our mutual friend, Amy.
Oh, yes.
Who is...
Amy's friend, Amy?
Let's just say she's a little loud.
Good.
Her voice is heard, yes.
That's what we want, right?
Heard, yeah. But yeah, it gets really raucous in there when everyone's packed in there, and there's, especially when there's something on the line. So tonight is going to be absolutely no different, right? It's going to be probably a little crazy in there.
Tonight's going to be a good one, yeah.
So let's get this out of the way, just because I know that we want to make sure that everybody hears about it, and we don't want to let it drop off before they do. There's a banquet coming up, right? An event.
Yes.
And you guys have got quite the keynote speaker showing up at this. Are there tickets still available for this?
There are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell people more about it and who the keynote is?
Sure. So Redhawk Sports is putting on our spring banquet. It's March 21st. It's going to be out at the facility south of town.
Storm King?
Storm King.
Yeah. That's a good location.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
Yeah. So March 21st, and we have Ed McCaffrey as our key speaker.
So Rob, for you that you don't know, Ed McCaffrey was a wide receiver for the Broncos, probably one of the most well-known wide receivers for the Broncos.
Edward Thomas McCaffrey, that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me who his son is?
Ed McCaffrey Jr.
That's not correct. So for those of you out there that do know that Christian McCaffrey, his son, is one of the dominant running backs for the San Francisco 49ers, and he's got another son that also plays in the NFL as well.
You're talking about
Rob,
Luke, right?
For those of you who have followed the show and know that Rob likes to give me a hard time about my team and act like he's a sports fan, there you go. Not really. So
I'm not doing this today with you.
But he can tell you anything about that other game, footy that people play across the ocean. I don't know anything about that either. So other than we have a good soccer program here at the high school as well.
Those guys did really well.
Yep.
This past season as well. I mean,
they made it. Did we win
No.
We didn't win.
Got to the playoffs.
No, but I'm saying, did we win our division?
I think that they dominated as well.
Okay, we're not doing. Hey, Max Preps, you can help us out with this.
Yeah.
We're not paying attention. All right, so big event, Storm King, March 21st. Sorry, March 21st. Tickets are available. Where do we go to get tickets?
RedhawkSportsFan.com.
RedhawkSportsFan.com.
Yep.
Ed McCaffrey coming as the keynote speaker. And are all the sponsorship levels taken?
No, we have plenty of sponsorships available. So,
but you did just get a big sponsor, and I'll thank them. Okay. Black Hills Energy. Thanks for being a big sponsor.
Shout out, yeah.
So thank you for that, because otherwise some of these things don't happen if we don't support our programs that are going on here. So thank you for Black Hills Energy for doing that.
But like you said, it's kind of a cycle, right? The more successful you are, the more money it costs to do this stuff. And if you want to get better, you need better equipment. You need all this stuff. So it's the price to pay in the community for having successful sports teams is people businesses and individuals need to hopefully can step up and support this. How much are you trying to raise with the banquet? There's no
the limit.
goal.
We don't have a goal. Yeah.
Do you have a silent auction and things like that?
We are. Yep. We're going to have a silent auction, a live auction, a bunch of fun games, and then a live band and dancing to end up the night.
Do we have a Montrose alumni? Like, I feel like we should have an alumni club or something like that.
I don't know. I'm not a Montrose alum, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, right.
That's right. We should talk about that.
Okay.
Let's go back to you.
Okay.
Amy, you're not from Montrose.
I'm not.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Georgetown, Colorado.
What was that like?
It was a good time.
Was it a good time?
Yeah, it was fun.
Who was your rival town? And because Georgetown is right there outside of Denver, directly on 70, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you can see the whole town in a blink of an eye as you drive.
Blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah. What was that like growing up in Georgetown? And what brought you to Montrose? How did you get here?
It was really fun growing up there. Definitely small town community. A lot of our rivals were Denver. So again, for us, we kind of, face the same battles that we do here in Montrose, is little fish in a big town trying to compete with the big schools. Obviously it's grown a ton now, and I'm honestly glad I'm not over there anymore. Yeah. But with that being said, I moved to Gunnison, in 2001 as a women's assistant basketball coach at Western State, and then, met a guy, and we ended up in Montrose, and it's been a great place to raise our family.
Not just any guy.
Met a guy. I know a guy.
Let's give Mike a little shout out.
Give him a props.
A lot of people out there, I'm assuming, will know Mike.
I would assume
Mike.
Yes.
Mike's a great guy.
Well, Mike's kind of hard to miss.
That's number one.
Well, yeah.
He's also the only man that has ever made me feel small.
Okay.
I will never forget, Mike, the first time. I think it was after a tournament at the Bridges, came up, gave me the biggest bear hug. Mm-hmm. And we hadn't really knew each other that well yet, but it was a genuinely kind big bear embrace. And
he lifted you off your feet?
And lifted me off my feet. And Lord. I have never felt that way as a grown man in my entire life. So,
made you feel like a toddler again?
He did make me feel like small. Not small in the sense of like when people say makes you feel small. It was very kind and warm and funny. But yeah, I'm not used to being picked up by other people.
Yeah, fair enough.
And But Mike's a good guy.
So when did you move to Montrose from Gunnison then?
2002.
Yeah. Oh, so you only spent like a year in Gunnison?
1 year. Yeah.
That sound about right?
Yeah.
Too cold?
It's a little chilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could have stayed. Mike went to college there, so he was ready to get out. But
yeah.
In Gunny?
Yeah.
How are you an athlete in Gunny? That feels like it shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah.
Like minus 10 degrees doesn't seem like something I would want to be outside in or working out in or doing any of those things.
That's why you played the indoor sports, basketball.
All the indoor sports.
Volleyball.
Yeah. But you've been in Montrose over 23, 24 years now.
Yeah.
So that's a long time.
Yeah. I feel pretty local.
Yeah.
And, how big is the family? You have two children.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake and Maggie.
And Maggie is one of the success stories that we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Do you want to mom brag for a minute? Like we should let you. Yeah. Come on now.
Yeah, she's amazing. She's had a pretty good run, 4 years at Montrose. She started volleyball and basketball since she was a freshman, and rounding out her senior year now, trying to figure out what's next. But yeah, definitely keeping the eye on the prize. I think volleyball, they had a great season. They finished 4th in the state, which I don't think Montrose has been that far for a while. And then for basketball, they're making a run.
Yeah,
they got a very talented group. So
they're making a good run. We don't talk about run, but they're making a good run. They're making a good
run, and they have their eye on the prize. So
good. Yeah. That's great.
I've been to a few volleyball games, sat next to Amy and stuff. I don't know if you've been to.
I have. He's trying to do. I know what he's trying to do.
I'm not.
I need to get more games. Absolutely.
Maggie's not. She's not Shiloh tall, right? But
she's not Shiloh tall.
She's got quite the shot on her. And I think everyone talks about that. Was there an occasion where she, at least once, maybe almost knocked somebody out?
She got some velocity on the spike. On the hit? Yeah,
it did happen. Well, one time it really happened, and then there was a few other.
Can we get less? Can we get the police department out there with a speed gun and get like some mile per hours on these things? Like I feel like we should get that going. I want to know. Did somebody took one to the dome?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were at Central and the girl sat on the floor for a minute and had to be escorted off.
I'm an expert in getting knocked out. I can tell you all about it. But so that happens.
Yeah.
It's part of the sport.
Yeah.
It wasn't intentional.
By no means intentional.
No. Yeah.
No.
But, get out of the way.
Yeah. Well, and she's not, like you said, Rob, she's not super tall, but she's very, very mighty. So,
yeah.
Do you want to talk about, she's had a successful year. She's gotten an award, right?
So
athlete.
She was a female athlete of the year or the week for a few, local stations in Junction, and then was first team all state, first team all conference.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah. Southwestern Link Player of the Year.
Okay.
So she had a great volleyball season.
We're closing out the book with some highlights here.
We are.
Some highs. Congratulations.
So just enlighten me at least, but what's left of the basketball season? How many games are we looking at before we move into?
So we're on the second side of league. So we're playing all the league teams again. And then our last home game is February 20th. That'll be senior night. That's a big one because we have a pretty loaded class of seniors this year. It's fun. And then we start the playoffs.
Okay, so it's coming up.
It's coming up, yeah.
And February 22nd. How many games do we have between home games between now and February 22nd?
Tonight and just the 20th of February.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
then we're on the road.
You guys will see this in time to see the February 20th game.
Yes.
So make sure you get to the February 20th game. But I got a feeling it's going to be a good one to be at.
You're
going to have to get there early.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able, if the can seat 2,500 people, it's going to be full.
It's going to be packed.
It should be full.
It should be packed.
So one of the things that I want to talk about for the future too, and you guys posted about this when the girls volleyball team went to state. Mm-hmm. You guys had did you book a private flight to go out there? Not a private flight, but you had somebody help out, and there was a post that I didn't see until after the fact, and I thought we've got to start making this a tradition. Was get out on Townsend and let's, cheer our team out the door on their way to state.
Send off, yeah.
Do a big send off. Mm-hmm. And so did we get a good turnout for the send off for them? And,
we did. Yeah, okay. And we've done that in the past. This year for the volleyball team, it was a little different because they had a private jet to Denver.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Let's not say that like it's a bad thing, right? Like, hey, you're kicking ass. I can say kicking ass. You're kicking ass. You're going to state. Like, it's cool that somebody wants to help out in that way. That's a long trip over the mountains.
Well, that's the thing. There are other practical concerns about that, right? That anyone from this side of the state always has to go over to the Front Range, over to Denver. And those kids that are fortunate to live over there, they get to sleep in their own beds the night before. So, avoiding that 5-6 hour drive to Denver, can only be beneficial.
Well, they're not fortunate to live over there. We're fortunate to live over here.
They're fortunate because they get to sleep in their own beds the night before playoff games.
Well, they're going to be unfortunate as in the coming years we go over there to kick their butts in their in their backyard. That's fine with me too.
You got to start showing up to volleyball games before you talk like that.
I will.
All right.
I have been wrist slapped. I understand. I will show up at more games.
Tell us a little bit about that experience, though. How did the girls feel when they found out that they'd be going on a plane and all that stuff?
It was amazing. We had a mom on the team who had some connections, and she sent a really cool message too when she did that because she knows the amount of time that the girls put in, the coaches. Right. I think one year we did the math. We drove from Montrose to New York City and back for one volleyball season. Wow. So the mom knew that. She sent a letter, thinking that it would never get looked at, never get opened, and got a phone call. And they were like, because she sent the same message. These girls work so hard and do all these things. They deserve this, thinking it would never get opened. Mm-hmm. And it did. And then we surprised the girls one night, and the mom, who was amazing, sent the message that you never know until you try. Right. The worst they're going to say is no. And sometimes, they'll say yes. Mm-hmm. And they did. And that they were amazing. Denver connections.
What's your motto, Rob?
I don't know.
Don't ask, don't get.
Oh yeah. That's a great one.
It is.
It has served me quite well, but I think it's a great one in life generally. Like, what's the worst that can happen? People say no. I mean,
and that was the message that Amy sent, was this is a lifelong thing. I mean, you guys will never forget this because it's such an amazing experience, but let me send the message too that, you know, the answer's always no until you ask.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. No, I think it was a life-changing, or a moment that will live on with those girls.
Without a doubt.
For the rest of their
and
lives.
their parents too.
Yeah, right.
So big things happening in Montrose, the world of Montrose sports here, having a lot of success. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I asked you this earlier. What do you think? What can the community do to support our kids? I mentioned to you that I had spoken with Elijah Womack recently, and shout out to Elijah Womack. Hopefully we'll have you on the show. I was really impressed by an interview that he had done, and he said, he ended the interview by saying, I wish that more people knew that we have great athletes on the Western Slope. And that really kind of stuck with me. And I was like, how do we help? What can the community be doing to help out with these kids and making sure that people know, like, hey, come pay attention to us out here on the Western Slope. We got some stuff going on. I want to see these kids get more offers to more schools and have more choice and an opportunity for them. What can we do to help kind of do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an amazing start. I mean, you guys obviously have a huge following. I think if we can get the word out there with them, and then just keep the word out to all your friends and family. Come watch us, come support us. You're not going to be disappointed. They're an amazing group. And then hopefully the word spreads and they get what they deserve.
I mean, I think that's the thing with social media that we don't take advantage of, that we could. Like when you're out there in the games and these stands are full and everybody's got their phone out and doing stuff, like, don't be afraid to take a clip and put it on the internet and be like, look at this.
Yeah.
Check this out.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think that's a little bit more of the community support of saying, like, we've got amazing people going on. You should be checking it out. That finds it to the point of the mom that, wrote the letter and had the connection.
Oh, without a doubt.
You never know when that stuff is going to turn into something more for these kids. And I think that, I'm super proud of, even though I need to be a better attendee, I'm super proud of our community and the teams and how they're growing. And I just want to see these kids be more recognized.
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot to be good at something, at anything. Like, you got to practice all the sports.
Yeah.
Well, it's also important to give a shout out, obviously, to people like Amy, but to all the other coaches and assistant coaches and all the volunteers, everyone who is on the other side of it too.
Sure.
Like, it doesn't happen in a vacuum. Even if you, as a young kid, you might have the best potential in the world, but if you don't have good coaches, you're really going to fulfill your potential. So I think the community are very important. The kids are obviously very important, but everyone else involved, like, it's a holistic thing, right? We need all of these things to come together to make sure that they fulfill their potential. And they go and represent Montrose over on the Front Range. So it's a whole community thing, right?
Without a doubt. And all the coaches at Montrose High School are amazing. I mean, they start the kids young. They all have Pee-wee stuff. Then they move into the AAU stuff, and they follow that from then to when they actually get them in high school. And they all do an amazing job.
And it does take a village.
It does
to raise these kids.
It
like
does.
From the rec center to, like you said, the AAU sports to the high school sports. I want to give a shout out to the coaches, because I don't know if everybody knows this. So a lot of the coaches are not full-time staff at the school. Is that true?
Yeah.
So, because I coached for 4 years up in Telluride, and in Colorado, you don't have to have a teaching certificate to coach an athletic team.
True.
But what that means is typically then it is a second job for a lot of these people.
Right.
And the time commitment is significant for not a lot of pay. I'm just going to say it that way.
Fair.
And people, I think, sometimes confuse the idea of the commitment, like ending at practice time, ending at game time. You don't even think about, like you talked about, like the transportation time, just to, like, we don't, outside of Delta and Ridgeway, right? Like, our games take a few hours to travel just to get to, and then hours to get back from, making sure everybody gets picked up, making sure everybody shows up, all of that. That's just another part of it. That doesn't include the coaches that are doing the extra mile to try to help figure out what's going on with their kids, keeping them headed in the right direction, that type of thing. I'm going on and on because it's a soft spot in my heart, but I think it's important for people to know, like, we have a lot of second career people as coaches in Montrose, in the Montrose sports, don't we?
Without a doubt. Yeah. Okay. And then, to throw on top of that, they have the endless amounts of hours they spend watching film, just the prep for the games. We have a really good friend who played on the football team, and he would tell us the hours that those football coaches would spend watching film and, not being with their family.
Right.
Simply because they wanted the best plan for the football team. So the football team does amazing. The basketball teams, both boys and girls, obviously I know because we do it, but endless hours of film.
I guess that was something I was going to ask too, is how do you balance being a wife and a mother with the assistant coach and everything else that I'm sure you've got going on in your life? I mean, do you find it difficult from time to time to balance it up and make sure that all of those components are getting like a fair amount of your time?
Yeah. Without a doubt, there's days where you're just kind of like, walking to practice spinning because you're still whirling off of work, and then you got to make dinner. So it's a lot, but again, it's fun. At the end of the day, it's a lot, but it's fun. And you can see these girls and kids thriving daily and getting better, and it's worth it.
Is it, we've talked about Mike a little bit and the girls, but how important is it to have that support network around you with, put it this way, if you had a husband perhaps who wasn't that supportive, it would make your life much more difficult, I guess.
Without a doubt. Yeah. And we've always been a very athletic driven family. So the support is there. And it's just kind of like being a team. What's your role? Right. Fill the needs and get it done.
Yep.
Yeah.
So does Coach Amy show up at home sometimes?
Yeah, she does sometimes. And Mom shows up to practice too.
Yeah. Oh, really? Does it?
Yeah.
You alluded to this point though, that like this doesn't stop after practice or after a game. And I'm sure that there are times when you've had conversations with kids as a mom, as well as a coach, to talk about things that might be going on perhaps outside of the sport, or, is that the case?
Without a doubt. And it's kind of funny because this year's senior group, Mike and I started coaching them when they were in 5th grade for MYGB, right. And they're all seniors now. We have 2 additions that have been amazing to that group outside of that MYGB group. But I feel like sometimes I have to take them under my wing and just, because they're high school girls, and sometimes there's a lot to a high school girl. So it's not even the basketball piece. It's just the life piece. It's, you're going to get yelled at in practice. Don't take it personal.
Right.
He's trying to make you better. We're trying to make you better. So, there's that mom piece that I think is kind of my role sometimes on that, on that team.
That's it. Okay. Can we talk about that for just a second? Because it's a different world. Having a daughter, like I coached boys. It is a different ball game. What can we do to support our young women a little bit better that are going into school? Because it's a different ball game now at school, with phones and communication and things being passed around and said, and like there's a level of stress there that I don't think that I had to deal with when I was at that age, and I'm certain that a lot of other people didn't have to deal with. Is there anything that we can share to how do we acknowledge that and be better at it? Like, I'm not even sure where I'm going with this, but I just know that there's something there that we can be better as a community, and like an example of hey, let's do the right thing. Let's be supportive. Let's be uplifting.
Sure.
Because I guess what I'm trying to say is because they see a lot of the opposite.
Sure.
In front of their phone, and at that age, again, your whole growth is mimicking. Like you're learning how to be an adult. You're learning how to go into the next stage, and if you're not mimicking the right things, then it becomes really, really difficult.
Yeah, and I think that was one of our key pieces with this whole basketball team this year is we're senior heavy. So you've had kids that have played for so long, and then we have a really, really talented younger group of girls. Mm-hmm. So our whole piece this year was know your role. And just because you don't start, just because you don't score the most points, just because whatever, there isn't a girl on this team that isn't a part of that role. And without every single one of you, we would not be as successful as we are. And I would carry that over into life. You're going to go to an office and there's always going to be tough situations, but put your head down and do your best.
But know your role. I mean, that it seems like that's a reoccurring thing in everything that you've seen, every team or thing that you've seen that's been successful. It's like, next person up, like, hey, you got to understand that each and every role, although it may not get the same attention,
right,
is as important as the next. I mean, I'm sure that happens at the airport as well. Like everybody has to be
every job. If you drill down and think about it, right? Not everyone can be the quarterback,
right?
But it's as important to be. You can't win championships without everyone kind of, like you say, playing their role. But have you had over the years instances where there has been a little bit too much ego involved, perhaps from a player here or there, or how would you, even if you haven't, how would you deal with that? Like instilling that, like, hey, this is not how we do things.
How do I deal with Rob is basically what I'm asking you.
I guess.
Yeah. Like, how do I deal with
Rob?
Yeah.
No, it's great.
I'm a special case. But I mean, in all seriousness, how would you, or how have you dealt with, one player on the team who's not necessarily a team player?
I haven't personally dealt with that, just because the girls, we've fed that to them since they were younger, so they've got that. You have seen teams that I think struggle with that, and I think, it's a conversation with that individual. Maybe it's a, not a like, hey, you point your finger at them, but it's if anything, we're killing our team because we're not working like we should. We should be rolling and doing great, but I think you just have to have a conversation.
Yeah, you're killing your own opportunity.
Yeah, and have a conversation in a very positive way.
Right. Is that?
Sounds like you're talking about the Steelers and their rubbish quarterback.
I mean, absolutely. Can you make a phone call to Mike McCarthy and let him know, like, we don't need Rodgers back.
Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
He's not coming back.
Another terrible year.
All right.
Great.
So how important do you think, I mean, obviously, what do you think are the best aspects that come out of making sure that young men and young women play team sports? Because sports are great. I mean, just being dedicated to anything and practicing something to be better at it is a skill all in and of itself.
Sure.
But playing team sports, I feel like, is a real, like, it has real life applications after you finish playing high school sports or rec sports. It really doesn't matter where you play it, but playing team sports, like,
yeah, and being an athlete in high school and college myself, you still talk about those days. I mean, they're a part of your life forever, and you're part of a team, and you show up every day. You put your sweat into it, and you get better, and that carries over into life because it's accountability. Like, you are a part of this team. You have to be there for practice, or it's not going to work right. That's how work's going to be. That's how your family's going to be. You have to show up and, put in your best every day to succeed. And I think team sports, without a doubt.
I think it's a great lesson that, the idea too, that if you don't pull your weight, somebody else will have to do it.
Right.
So it doesn't work, but also you're then putting that responsibility on somebody else because you can't be bothered today. And that's like with podcasting, right? Whatever. Like the number of times I've had to carry this guy is unreal.
Yeah.
But it's a serious point that, team, not only sports, but life in general, it only works if you are willing to put in the work that is required.
Well, and I think too, at the end of the day, we all know you have those days where you don't want to wake up. You don't want to get out of bed. You just want to sit there and pull the sheets over your, but then you get to practice and everyone's excited to see you.
Right.
And they welcome you, and cause they're probably not having that day. And then the roles reverse,
You lift each other up and
you
build
do.
each other
and then
up,
you get to practice and you go through it and you're like, okay, that was really fun.
Yeah.
How was I not going to get out of bed for that?
Yeah.
And then you take that onto life. Because not every day is amazing.
Don't raise your eyebrows and nod at me. That's not good. Okay.
She wasn't talking to you, kind of not, but
sure.
So what about? So we've got a lot of the current volleyball team, at least I know, and I'm sure the basketball team are going to be moving on. They're going to college and things like that. What does that mean? Not only for you, because your daughter's one of them, but do you have to kind of almost start again with a new not a new group, but I mean, you have kids coming through now, and how do you start again and say, okay, now we're going to do this again, and we're going to get to the playoffs? And
I think it just, I think again, our coaches are put in that situation because they're capable of that, and they know what next year is going to take. I don't think you can hold the same, for the volleyball team, we're going to make it to the Final Four, but we're going to go out on the floor and put our best players out there and do the best we can.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of, they know what's coming up. Like for the basketball team, we lose 7 seniors this year. We'll have 3 returning varsity players. So
it's a new team.
That's brand new
completely team. Yeah.
What I asked you earlier, like how the growth of the community is affecting like the sports programs. How is that, like when we're used to being a small town and we're starting to see an influx of people moving into Montrose? Mm-hmm. Like, I'll give you an example. Up in Telluride, when I was coaching, it was like I was trying to field 10 players so that we could practice, and have full practice. When I graduated from the high school that I graduated in Texas, we had a week worth of tryouts to try to get the, hundreds of kids that wanted to play whittled down to 15 or 20.
Sure.
What is that starting to become something that Montrose needs to be like aware of and ready for? Is like, hey, as more people show up here, like the competition level is going to rise, and you need to be ready to not necessarily just assume that you're going to be on the team if you try out.
Sure. Well, yeah. And I think, I know for both of our kids, we always sent that message that there's somebody that always wants your spot, and there's probably somebody that's working harder than you right now. So you need to make sure, when you put your time in that day, that it's valuable, because we're growing without a doubt. And there's going to be some big, people that move in, and, keep working hard and doing your best every day.
Yeah. Bring your A game every day.
Every day.
So definitely we're looking for new seats on WKRP Montrose. We're always looking for new DJs and people to come in. So somebody's got to be working harder than this guy over here. Like, we'd love you to come join the team. I just want you to know.
Hey.
That was, you like that? How did you like that transition? That worked pretty well, didn't it?
Approach you in the street the other day without having ever met you and introduced themselves to you and told you how great you were?
I mean, it happens every afternoon.
Or was that me?
Oh, was that you?
That was me.
That was you that came up to me and said, I recognize you and you're doing a great job? That was you, wasn't it?
A second. It was kind of weird. Somebody came up to me in the street, said, "Hey, Rob." And I thought, oh my God, where do I know this guy from? Turns out I didn't know him at all. And he was like, "I watched the podcast. I think it's great. And I think you're great." He said some unsavory things about you, but
yeah, I mean, it happens the same way. All right. So
anyway, what I'm getting at is we're fortunate. Montrose is growing. So is the podcast. And we're very happy to like Dennis said, to give this up as a platform. Come and tell us your stories and all that stuff. So.
Yeah, we want a sports section on WKRP.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Excited for somebody to come join us and help us be better attached to what's going on in the high school sports community here. Sports in general, like, they can report on this soccer league that they have.
I'll do that. You can deal with the rest. Hey, hang on. Only one of us shows up to the games, actually. So,
here he goes. All right. So let me ask you this. I'm going to ask you a tough question. You ready for a tough one? Since we're on here and we're supposed to be talking about, we know real people, and we know Amy. We know what Amy's done for the community as far as a coach. We know that Amy's a mom and a wife and somebody that's in the community doing great things. What do you wish that we knew about Amy that maybe we don't know?
Oh, geez.
What's something that you at sometimes sit there and go, like, I wish people knew?
I don't know.
Have you ever asked yourself that question?
I don't know if I have. That's a good question.
Yeah. I think that, for me, I wish that people knew that I was patient. I'm patient with Rob. I'm patient.
Not that patient.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Really.
Because I know it comes across as that I'm not, but
right.
I mean, I really am.
Yeah.
I'm a patient person.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I wish that, if I asked you that question, what do you wish people knew about you?
You don't want to know. I got accolades for days that I would like to get out there in the community. It's such an ego-driven question. I can't answer that without coming across.
Well, no. See, you're taking it. I wish people knew so I wish people knew about Rob, that the act of like not caring what other people think or not caring about his community is actually there's not much of this that's an act. But I can tell you guys that is an act. Like, he is always somebody that shows up as a service to other people. And I get that feeling about you that maybe you don't necessarily think that people think. I've heard that a lot. I've always seen you in situations where I see you supporting other women, not necessarily just like even just making sure that they feel recognized or coming up and saying, hi, or I saw this thing that you were doing or whatnot. And so for me, thinking about like maybe something that maybe everybody knows that about you, but it's something that I noticed specifically just at the bridges and at the club. I noticed the way that you walk around and recognize other people. And I've always thought that was cool. So
I think that's the best way to do it though, is to not ask somebody to say, hey, tell us how great you are, is to have somebody else say it. You never know what it could be. I mean, it could be like for me, I wish people knew that I'm going through a situation right now. And if I'm not being me, it's because I'm going through, something personally.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I think you also, if I might say so, I think you tried to corner me there by saying something nice about me in the hopes that I would reciprocate.
No, I didn't. I immediately
is that what's happening here?
No. Okay.
I can
now you're making it weird, Rob.
I can say something nice about you if you want me to.
I don't want you to. All right. So at the end of every episode, we challenge somebody to pick somebody else to be in that seat. Is there somebody that you think should come sit in that seat and come talk to us?
And it can be for any reason. You just think they're interesting, or they got a crazy journey about how they got here.
But if you want to call out the high school football coach, that's okay too.
Yeah, I was going to say the high school football coach, or one of the coaches from the high school, because I'm going to stay on the sports team for sure.
I would love to learn more about our golf program. I'd love to learn more about our climbing program. We got a climbing team, right?
We do.
I don't know much about our track team. Like we do it cross country, and you mentioned that earlier. Like, yeah.
Well,
let's make this a regular thing.
22 different
22
teams,
CHASA sanctioned sports.
So we could have, there's like 6 months worth of podcast episodes just with the coaches from the teams anyway.
And I know they would love, they'd love to come on and share their stories and share their thoughts. Cause again, that's, I think, notice these athletes we have.
Absolutely.
Because they're out there.
Like Dennis said earlier, we're kind of moving down the road of, we would love to give organizations and whoever in town an opportunity to, jump on our bandwagon a little bit as we continue to grow. We'd be happy to talk about how we can speak to all of those coaches and the players and everyone involved and get that out there and possibly even on our channel, so that if you want to know about the Redhawk Nation, then we have a channel where you can go and watch 50 videos, all the coaches, the students, highlights and all that stuff. So we'd love to offer that opportunity to the high school and the teams. Yeah,
and I'd be happy to go to the school, tonight and share what an amazing experience you guys have here, and I guarantee you'd have them knocking on your door.
Well, we'd love that. Yeah. Okay, 2 more questions before you go.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, as Rob has expressed, I'm a Steelers fan. I love the terrible towel. Yeah. Why are you sighing? Are you a Broncos fan?
Yes.
Well, then you can't, we don't see each other that often. You can't it's not like you're a Cleveland Browns fan or I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan. That you could be angry with me about.
I'll give you the Steelers, not the
Okay.
Chiefs.
It's not angry. It's funny. It's hilarious that you support that trash team.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, because the Broncos aren't dysfunctional right now. Did anybody see what Sean Payton said about his quarterback and what happened? What's going on out there?
You don't worry about that. You get to talk about the Broncos. You keep them out of your mouth.
My point was, we have the terrible towel, and it's a great thing. I would love to see something like that from Montrose. What could it be?
Yeah. Actually, that's funny. A basketball mom made some red towels for us this season. And so
really?
They've been in the stands. Yeah. We have the fat heads, which are always fun.
Oh, I love fat heads.
Yeah.
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 Can we get a fat head made of Rob?
Sure.
I guess it's just actual size, right?
Yeah. No. You stole. You knew I was going to go there with you. You knew that. We're going to cut that out.
No, everything stays. This is a non-edited show, so you get to see it all.
Okay.
All right. Last question. And then, by the way, last quick reminder: March. I'm going to get it right. March 21st. March 21st. We've got at the Storm King. We've got a
Mountain Ranch.
Yeah.
Redhawk Sports
Redhawk Sport presents the Spring Banquet with guest speaker Ed McCaffrey, Saturday, March 21st. RedhawkFans.com for tickets.
Do you hear the tone in his voice? Like it should be so easy, but I mean, all of you can tell he's reading that off of the screen,
That's
right?
okay. That's how you get it right.
He's saucy. He's good.
Yeah.
Fine.
And there's a silent auction. There's an in-person auction. There'll be drinks and dancing and dinner. You know, it's going to be the whole thing. Redhawkfans.com.
Does Mike dance?
He will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yes.
Before or after libations?
Better after.
Better after. Do you dance?
Yes.
Yeah. What's your go-to dance move?
I don't really have a go-to dance.
No.
Just
Do you
random.
Not like the sprinkler
On the fly. No.
shopping cart.
Yeah.
Is that what you do?
I try not to do that because then I'd have to keep up with the kids.
I have a whole litany of moves. I have a full repertoire.
The worm?
I can do the worm.
No, you can't do the worm.
I can do the worm.
No.
I can still do the worm.
You can do
I'm pretty sure.
You can do the snake, maybe just like slithering across. You can't do the worm, dude. Come on.
Dude, I can do the Dougie. You want to see me do the Dougie?
I wonder if Ed McCaffrey dances.
I bet he does.
Yeah.
He seems like he's got a good personality. I can't wait. I would like to be there. I hope to be there. I can imagine that's going to be a great night.
It's going to be a great night.
Yeah, don't turn up on the wrong day or at the wrong time, okay?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
What day is it again?
it is February 3rd.
No.
You know what he's on about?
What day?
Here's what he's on about. And you cannot throw me under the bus here. Two of us showed up at 10 o'clock thinking that the show was at 10 o'clock this morning. One of us was not here. One of these kids was doing his own thing. Let's put it that way, right? And it wasn't me and it wasn't Amy.
No comment.
So we'll leave it at that.
I will be posting a link to
Yeah.
the account.
You'll be posting nothing because you don't do any work once the camera's off. All right. Last question. What is your go-to snack for watching sports? Like, what is your, I got to have this. If the Super Bowl's coming up.
Oh, nachos all day.
Nachos? What do you put on your nachos?
Cheese.
Just
meat,
cheese?
Yeah.
And salsa. And
Fully
sour cream.
loaded.
Okay.
No jalapenos.
Yeah.
No jalapenos.
I agree.
No.
I don't
What?
like it.
Too hot.
Gives me heartburn.
Can we get okay? I'm gonna go no fresh jalapenos. Can all of you guys like the Bridges? I'm calling you guys out. Pickle. If you're gonna put jalapenos on there, can I have pickled jalapenos?
You can.
Like it should be a thing. Come on, we're not that Southwest. Like we can be pickled. Give me some pickled jalapenos. I'm just saying. All right,
On the side.
fine. I don't. It can be wherever you want it to
On
be.
the side. On the side.
All right. Anything from the gallery over there? Any parting words you'd like to share, Rob?
Buy tickets for the spring banquet.
Yes. Show up February 20th for the last home game for the girls basketball team and boys. They play at the same time, right?
Yeah, boys. Yeah, and then we'll go into playoffs. Girls will host, so we'll have some more home games. But
Yeah.
like to close.
How are the boys doing?
They're all right.
We didn't even mention them.
Yeah, they're all right. They're working hard. Yeah.
Is that a call out? Is that a shout out to the boys? Like, come on.
No, they're good. They're a great group of kids. The boys, it's a tough league. Like Palisades ranked 1 in the state.
Yeah.
Junction's up there. Fruit is up there. So they got some.
We got some players coming up the ranks though, both girls and boys.
We do.
Both
varsity teams, both boys and girls varsity teams have freshmen starting. So
we've got some non-vertically challenged people playing, coming up for the basketball.
we do.
So that ought to be really interesting.
Yeah.
It helps.
Yeah. And we got great football players returning next year. It's like I'm going to get this wrong. And if I get it wrong, you guys don't murder me about it. But isn't most of our offensive line returning for next year on the football team?
No.
Is that not true?
No.
I thought they were.
I don't think so.
Elijah, I feel like he lied to me.
Maybe I'm wrong. I know there's.
You guys tell me, hey, listen, this would be the hate that I'm more than happy to take. Comment on the video. Tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me I'm right. Tell me about the kids that we've got coming back. Help me share the word with everybody else. Or don't forget, you can text 970-316-3162. If you guys ever have any updates or things that you want us to share, give us a ring. Give us a shout.
When was the last time anybody sent a message?
You know what? You don't check it, so I don't have to continue to answer this, parade of questions from you.
Nobody does it, and I'm glad they don't.
No,
I'm not sure I want to hear exactly what people have got to say about us.
Okay. Go to all the Montrose things.
Yeah.
But make sure you go to the banquet. Make sure that we support what's going on with our high school sports. Amy, thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Any parting words? Any last words? You're coming back.
Go
Redhawks.
Go
I like
Redhawks.
it. All right. Thanks, everybody. This has been another episode of WKRP. We'll talk to you soon.